Okay, so now we won't start the front end side. Interesting. So I guess if you follow us from part one, um we'll make the back end side for the for the full stack application we'll build, right? You will know say this thing no hard at all. You know hard. Okay, so now make we start with the front end side. So the interesting thing with NextJS now say everything will go dey write now from here we go start. So this front end code wey una dey see here, this code na here e dey, na im be this. So if I do Control A, remove this thing, and I do this to call ROFCE, which is the short snippet to write to create a React component, right? If I save, we go see this page, we go see am here. So make it compile. Oops, this is it. Amazing. So make we fix this thing wey we dey see here, right? So no be wetin we had. So if we come to our global.css, inside there, this thing wey we dey see na inside here again. So two things wey I fit do na to remove everything wey dey here. So if I save, everything go dey fine. So make I delete here. Na wetin I want be this. Make sense. Now the next thing wey we go do na say so we'll create everything here because na very simple thing now they do, right? So make we start. The first thing first now say I go remove this, then I go call another div tag. So inside here now, so I fit say um the building of a full stack application with NextJS. So if we save that, we go see am here. But one thing I want make una notice na say these are code, these are right up dey touch the edges them, and I no like am at all. So make we come here do some styling. We dey use tailwind. So the first thing I go do na to push this thing away. So let me just make I push am by 4. Then I go like create border, and I go say make I use rounded MD. Then the next thing I go do another padding. I say padding of 4, right? So that the thing go be like this. It makes sense like that. Then make I say mean height of, let me say 500 px, so that it come down small. Makes sense like this, right? So now here go be the area we go use the work. So make we create a form here. So I go like make the form dey center anyway. So make we just do like a sketch of wetin we want. So make I do this div. So I go say make I call this form. Okay. So inside there, I go most style am. So we'll say make I say my to be like maybe 20 px. Mass as that one go look. I think it's fair. Okay, so flex ITC. Should I use no. So more use JUC, so justify center, so that you could just be make sense. Okay. Just down here, I'll call another, but I will call horizontal line. So make I say class name. Make I do my to be like 10. Let most say I look like okay, good. Now make we start with our form first. So this form we go create a div first. So inside that div, I go do a form. Inside this form, I go do maybe okay, so make I do a div, then inside this div I want to do another div. So inside this div I'll do label. So label will be like title this image. Okay, so if we save, this thing no go make sense like this now, right? But the moment we start to style am, styling na be one thing wey dey take time, right? And that's why we're using this guy. Yeah. Okay, so make we start. And so here I'll call, okay, so the first thing what I need to do sef na say okay, make I arrange this in a card. So let's say we'll do, let's say a width of 400 px, 400 px, and let me say a height of like maybe 300 px. So let's do border, do rounded md. I want padding of like 4. Okay, so this is it, right? So inside here, this thing will be much more smaller. So inside here, I fit come say class name flex etc. Okay, now this I go do input, and this input, this input I go say okay, so more start. So class name, so class name, make I do border rounded dash md, then more give am a height of 45 px, right? Make I save am, then I say pl of 2 pdf. So pl of 2, right? So here make I say class name flex column, so make it come down, so that's good. So class name font Moses, oops, semi bold, then text be like 12 px, then make I just push am down small, so mb maybe like 1 or 2. Let's see, not bad. Okay, so this overlay make I remove am, and that would be here. So we'll say outline none. Okay, so that's good. Now here, okay, so before I move away from this, so make I say name to be title, then place holder, so let's say enter this image title. Okay, so we have this. So here now, let me do another div. So I go say I'll call label here. So inside this label, I go say md, make I do photo. So I dey call this thing from React icons, which na something wey I go really need, which na something wey I go really want, right? So make sense. Now wetin I go do now na say okay, make we see whether we dey see that React icon here, because e dey very very important say we dey see am. Why this icon never dey show? My icon should be showing. Let me refresh it first. Okay, I still need to see the icon. Okay, so this guy still, oh, that is it. Okay, good. Now we don't see the icon, so make I just close here small, so I will get more space to work with. Okay, so now we don't see the icon. Another thing I go want do now, say inside there I go call input. Good. So this input will take a type of file, and make I give am a name of image, and I go call class name. So inside that class name now I go say overflow. So which I want, okay, so I will just call hidden. So before this, make I comment this. If we save, we will see that input, which is this input. Okay, so I need to see the input. Let me refresh here. Okay, so this guy is taking time to compile, right? But we suppose they see the input the way we see this input as well. Okay, so why that one they happen there? Make we continue. Okay, good. So now they see this input, but I no like as we dey see am like that, right? So make I do hidden. So if we save that, down the stuff don go away. Now it's in as so I want am to be. Now we wan tie this input. Remember say make I uncomment this thing back. So I save this, right? We will see this. So if I click here, it will take me to my window to select image, right? Which is good. But we wan tie this thing to this image so that na this image we go dey click. Anytime we click on this image, e go take us go that our file, right? So that's why I dey put hidden here, because like this no fine, right? So make we use this image. This one dey fine now. So but the first thing wey I go do na say this half here, so I go just say width to be full, so that this one here, you can open am first. So here I go say flex, make it be 1, so that it go occupy all the available space wey dey there. Make sense like that. Now inside this our photo now, in fact before I even do that here, because if you look at this thing, I no like as e dey here, so e go make sense say make im dey middle. So wetin I go do na say I go come here say class name, first of all make I say text to be like maybe 20px, we'll see, so that make it dey bigger. E still no big reach. Make I do 30, so 30 dey fair. Then I go say cursor, so cursor pointer. Then maybe I go just push am down small, so make I say empty to be like 2. Make we see, e no make sense. Make we do 5. 5 dey fair. Then I go do maybe ml to be like maybe 4, so that we get small space here. I think 4 too much, so 3, and this will be like 6. Okay, so now if we click here, we still need to see anything, right? So wetin we go do to that na say inside there we go say html4, and make I give am id. Then inside there I go pass an id to be equals to id. So for me to do, by me doing this, I don connect these two guys together. Now if I click here, you see loading boolean, right, brings this up, make acute sense, right? So make we remove that, right? So now I can type in thing here and I will type here, Ula will get everything. So makes sense. The last thing we will do now to quickly come put a UI we go use here. So we know say we go do am here. So make I say, so here I go just say p tag and I'll say display tags. So I save that. Makes sense. Makes sense. So I go say maybe class name to do mbb 10. Okay. So this div should be for the card. The card would have an image, then the image will now have a name. So make I say title. Okay, so let's do that now. So we say class name. So let's do border rounded MD. Width to be like, let me say 250 px. Then height to be like, let me say 360 px. Then I would say, okay, I'll just save that. Then let's work on the image. So class name, okay, so I would say overflow to be hidden. Then y here, which is for the image, I would say width to be full, height to be like, since we're using so let's say 300 for the height. Then object fits to the cover. Is there any other thing we can add? I think this is good, right? So this is our image. Then why for this I would just say, let's say uppercase, and let me say mt2 and okay, ml maybe 3, then ml3, then I would say font to be semi-bold, then text to be like maybe 12px. Okay, so this is not bad. Let me hit more space here, so let's say 20. Brilliant. So not bad, this is good. Okay, then lastly, the next thing I would want to do is, so rather than we just having this like this, right? So let's get a, so that if we come put md md delete, come on, yeah, so md delete forever most as this one look like. Okay, so we will get two things here. So inside here I go call class name and I go say make it be flex and jubitc. Okay, good. We'll go get this. So instead of this TL here, so now just do X here. Okay, so it will make better sense. Okay, so for here I go say color. So make the color be red. Why this color they show like saying no get red or no get color? Okay, so make us see why space between, oops, so this thing are here supposed to put that. Okay, makes sense. Oops, let's see. wetin happen? Okay. One magic don happen. Okay, so make I just do to see, to understand wetin happen. Okay, so mx3, good. So now we have this, right? So the idea for this channel just to fit delete this stuff when need be. Of course, I can do class name, and inside there, so I can do cursor pointer and maybe empty to bring it down just a little, and maybe rather than this here, now inside here it go make sense. Okay, so that is it, right? So we don't finish our UI, so make we start to call in elements, but I no like this plenty space right there, so make we reduce am small. So that one na from here, I suppose, right? So make I do 100, make sense, maybe 120, so that we'll get small space here, breathing space. Yeah, we don't do am. Hey, okay, good. So now let's see how can we consume these endpoints where we create. So the first thing we'll go want to do, right, now to read, right? Abi no, we'll do post first, because at the moment we don't even get anything we'll go read, right? So make we do post first. So to work on post, which is here, we go come here. So the first thing we are going to do now to make sure say this is an async component. So I go say const create tags, right? So good. Now I go declare this to be an async. Then while inside there, I go say maybe data to be form data. Makes sense. Now so inside there, I go say name, or rather title, to be equals to, so this thing no correct here, so title to be equals to data dot get, right? And so I think the name, we name that thing title. Yes, we name a title. So the next one na image, now we name am. Okay, good. So I will come down here, just duplicate am, call am image. Makes sense. Okay, so now we don call, okay, so make I name this image. Oops, image. So now we don do this one here should be a string, abi? So we'll call am string, then why this one here will be file. Now here we wan do the magic, right? Because wetin we wan do na to upload, but wetin we wan do sha na to upload am, but I go wan make we dey investigate everything bit by bit, right? So the first thing we go wan do, I just remember say we no even put submit button here. Amazing. So make we quickly do am. That means I go make sure say I take here to be like maybe 60, or rather 70, so that under here, yeah, under here I go call button. So this go be add tags. So if I save, we go see am there. Yeah, make I make sure say no be there, suppose dey. So e suppose dey maybe here. To save that. Okay, makes sense there. Okay, so more style am. So I go say bg maybe blue to be 950, text to be white, height to be like maybe 55 px, then width to be full, then make we give am flex, right? Then ITC, then JUC, of course I will do rounded to be MD, then margin height I'll do 5. So most as it look like. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so make we start. Now the type of this text will be submit, and will be the type of this text. Then inside this our form, we'll give action, and the action will be so I will say that create tax. Makes sense. So which is this, and inside this our create tax, we need to make sure say this guy na we need to make sure say this guy na um a server, right? Makes sense. Okay, so now we don make sure say here na server, so make we save this, and hopefully our code no go crash. If e no crash, it is good, but if e crash, then there's an issue. So just make sure say you name here server, right? Then everything will be fine back. Now make we start now. So wetin I really want us to do now, say make we investigate wetin dey happen here. So the first thing wey I go do na to make sure say I call console log, then make I do title, and make I do this image. Make we see wetin go be this image and wetin go be this title, right? Save here. So remember, and one thing I go really want una to know na say inside server file, if we console log, na here we go see our results. But inside client component, if we console log, na here we go see our result. So since we dey do server, right, so na here we go see our result, right? So make I say, okay, I name here like let's say success, and I click here, and make I just pick this image, right? So if I hit on submit, voila, so I can see, now they see the success wey I put here, and this is the file, this is the size of the file, or now the size of the file be this, the name of the file now be this, right? And many more. So that tells us say this thing dey work, right? Wetin we do here dey work. So the first thing wey we need to do, we wan convert this thing, or rather we wan take am to be we no wan dey see am here, we wan take am go Cloudinary, right? So like I said, or like I promised, we go upload this thing go Cloudinary, then collect the URL, and the URL we go come use here or send to our backend. So the first thing we need to do na to go to Cloudinary, right? Sign an account with them. I mean, these people, their service is just super amazing, super amazing. So most sign up with Google, then we go use our get to dev account, sign in, right? So we sign in. Okay, so now we don sign in, where we dey so na our assets, right? So no be here I go really want us to work with, at least for now. So wetin we go do na say, okay, make we come to this programmable, right? Na wetin we want. So this programmable. More wait, make it open, and if we open, then another thing what I want make we do now, say make we just open here as well, because we do need some stuff there. Okay, this one will open. Okay, so we actually need three things: our key, right, and which one be this one, then the shorts. So now I'll come back to this programmable. The shorts it will know. Okay, so if we come to get started, which is like the very first place you go want enter. So the first thing we need to do now to first of all install Cloudinary, right? So make we come here, we do npm I Cloudinary, we hit enter. So once we don't do that one, the next thing we will go do now say we need this. So make I just copy here, right? Let's see what then do here. Yes. So we'll go do that, right? Then so make we come back to this our util, right? So inside this our util, we'll create a file called cloudinary.ts. Okay, so paste that. Our Cloudinary don't install finish. Then just copy here, right? Come here, paste them, right? Now we no get a secret key for now. So wetin you go do to get your secret key now, to come here, come to your API. So once you come to your API, so we need to review this our key, so they no go wan show us. Anyways, I'll show now, but after now, of course, after now I go delete this whole thing, right? So if I click here, it will send a code to me, to my Gmail. So make I get that code. Okay, so okay, so now be this, right? So I copy am, come here, paste am. So I remove all this because of course I no go need am again. Makes sense. Now we don't get our coordinates, so the next thing I go just do now to say export default cloudinary. So save that. Now we don't do one part gone. The next part now for us to come back to this our file. So inside here, so since we dey sure say this thing dey work, make I remove am. Wetin we need to do na to convert this guy, this our image, into a buffer, right? Before we ship and go Cloudinary, right? And to do that, na to say cause let me just call am file. That would be equals to, so I can say await image dot array buffer. So this guy would convert this thing into a buffer, but the buffer na string buffer, so I wan convert am into a uint buffer, right? So make I name am here the choice buffer, or the buffer. So I'll say new int array, then inside I go just pass that file. Okay, that's brilliant. Now make we console log wetin be file. and wetin be this buffer. So if we save that, come back here, so we still get this thing inside here. So if I hit here, so still loading, boom, we get this, right? So this is the string buffer, and this is the int buffer, right? Int, right? Buffer. So now it will work with. Now we don't do this. Now let's work with Cloudinary. So if I come here, I go say Cloudinary. So Cloudinary, make it important from this our util, right? So Cloudinary dot uploader dot upload string, right? So this will just take that argument dot end. So inside the end, I'll pass this buffer. Save this. Now, if we look at this our image, right? See the images right there so far. But if I come here, push this now, and okay, so it don't go, right? If we come here, let me refresh here. So if I refresh here, awesome, you see say this image don't enter now. That's good, but we need to capture this URL. That URL is very important to us. Now wetin we need with that. So make I remove this because we don't need them again. Now how we fit use do that? I will cut this comot, then I go say const, let me just say data to be equals to, okay, I don't use that before. So let's say, let me say image data, right, to be equals to await new promise. So of course you go resolve and reject, right? Okay, so inside here I go paste this Cloudinary, then inside here I go do this. Now I'm expecting an error and data, right? So we'd say if error, let it return reject error, right? Else let it return resolve data and save. So make we comment, make we console log that, right? So if we console log this now, we'll see wetin e go give us. Make I first of all delete, make I delete, oops, na delete I wan delete. So anyhow, so make I yes, I wan delete am. So if I delete am, this image will go away. The reason why they delete am na because na this same image now I wan bring back, right? So if I come here now, right, hit here, first of all, make we come here, last wetin we get. So we get all the properties of that image, right? We get the asset ID, the public ID, and so on. But wetin dey important to us na this one here, right, which is the secured URL. If I open am, we go see the image. Brilliant. Then if I come here, you know say e no dey here, but if I refresh, we go see the image here. Awesome, makes sense. Make I delete am again. So now we don do that, wetin I go just do na say, okay, I go deconstruct to get that secure URL. That guy fit dey shout for me, so now I just make this n, then remove here. So now we go come do our code to post to the back end. So now make we do that. So I go say await so the first thing what I go like to do now to come here right, so I go say API URL So that one will be equals to, at least for now we know say it will be http local host 3000, right? Then inside our constant, I just deploy just the URL here. So I'll just paste this. Makes sense. So that inside here, so we just say fetch or call backtick, and that would be URL command from constant, right? Slash API slash tags, right? Good. So what should be, or what is the method? The method is post, right? And headers, so let's say content type application JSON, right? Then the next is the body, so that should be JSON dot stringify, so it pass title, which is this title, then image, which would be this URL. Makes sense. So makes sense, right? Makes sense. Okay, so let's confirm that this thing works. So I would hit here again. So if I hit there, we could come to our database. So at the moment, we know say we delete those stuff. You can see, more makes sense, right? Now we're getting this image. Good. So let's read the image here now. So we'll come here, but before we do that, we'll come maybe up here. It doesn't matter where sharp, but so I could just say let's say cost data to be equals to, or rather let's say result to be equals to await fetch, then we will say URL slash API slash tags, right? So I will say the method is get, then I will call catch strategy, so that should be no catch. Okay, so save that. Then I will say const data should be equals to results, of course, await results dot JSON. So save that. Now this data would come down to populate it here, but before we do that, more confirm say we dey get something inside that data. So come on, so make we see whether we dey get something inside that data. At least we're supposed to dey get one thing, which is this one. Awesome, at least we get something. Good. So this thing na data dot data, right? That be the map. So wetin we go do now na say everything wey dey inside here, I go cut am, then I go say data dot data dot map. So we fit say props, then paste that thing. Make I just do n here, then the key I will say prob dot underscore id. Save that. Now inside there, so if you say prob dot, right, so we no suppose see title here, suppose see success, which be this success. Awesome. Now for our image here, so I will say ought to be prob dot title, and source to be prob dot image. So if we save that, we suppose see the image here. However, I no wan make we use HTML image, so more use NextJS image. So for us to use NextJS image, we need to import am from next image. Then im go need some things. Im go need width. So make we give am a width of 1000 and a height of 1000 as well. Now if I save, this thing go crash, but before we do that one, make I copy here. So if we save, this thing will crash. Why? Because we never configure next auth. So we'll come to this next.config, right? So if we come to next.config, we'll come here, we'll say images, and I will say remote pattern. So the first thing I will call now protocol. So the protocol what they use for this now HTTPS. Then the next will be host name. So host name will be this our image URL, which is Cloudinary, right? So res dot, right, which is Cloudinary, this image here. So I'll just copy from here to where then get .com. Stop there. Makes sense like that. So save this. Then if we come back to this our work and save, everything should be fine. Make I refresh here. Another thing again, I say we no need this our console log wey dey show here again, since everything don dey well. Okay, so let's see. Still compiling. Hula, we don almost finish. Okay, so why this thing dey try to set up himself, the next thing we go try to do now, say okay, we want to get the ability to delete. Remember, we don read, we don create. Make we see how we go fit use delete here. Good. Come on. We still dey wait to, make it compile finish. Oh yeah now. Okay, we're waiting. I feel so if we fast forward here, if while you dey wait. So the thing I say, since we do a major changes on our server side, right, or on our config rather, since we do a major change, it will take time to compile and build up that change. Na wetin dey happen. That's why this thing slow. Sometimes sef na to restart the server entirely, right? So you don build finish, and come on. Just it take too much time, right? Oh yeah now. I think I should just shut this server and then So let me just shut it and run it again. So let me just make I run the server again. Yeah, this section really don't long, but we would almost finish. I just maybe steam build, we test and pull out, we're done. Okay, okay. So starting the server and compiling would start and everything would be fine. Compiling. Okay. For some reason, this guy is just taking unnecessary time. So let's see. Now do multiple hits. Right. So it's just taking unnecessary time. Let's see. This is fine. Okay. So wait. Wait. Okay, so I can see red barrel somewhere. Input. Okay, so these are not errors. Okay, so it took too much time. So let's run it again. Okay, fine. I don't know why it took that much time to set up. Okay, so that's good. So let's see something else. Let's push again and let's see if everything will be fine. So let me say new try and put an image, and this time around let me do this and add. So I hit on that. Let's see here, refresh here. So we see that new try here, and we're not seeing it here until I would have to do this. We can see it here now. Okay, so let's fix that display first, and that should be from here. So class name, so we'd say flex, I would say flex wrap width full and gap maybe 3 or 4. So save that. That should be fine. So it would stay here. Now, how do we work on how do we work on this stuff? So for some reason this guy is now slow, right? But almost done. Okay, good, right? So how do we work on auto update so that it just revalidates? So to do that, we're going to come to this our tags here. So this is where the function ends. So I'm going to say revalidate tags. So let's use text, something like that. Then inside where we read, which is here, so we'll pass a next parameter, and this would have tags. Since we use revalidate tags, right, then would say this and save that. That's it. I mean, this is just super amazing. So what I can do now is let's say auto update. So let me have an image, and inside the image let me use this, and if I hit here, let's chill, you can see that. Amazing. Is that not amazing? Super simple. Now let's work on this delete, which would be the last thing we'll do. So just to be fast on that, I would just copy here, right? In fact, I would copy here, then come down. I'm going to say const delete tags. So of course async. So use server, put it down. So this would be delete. Remember that I would need ID, right? So I don't need this. So how are we going to get the ID? So I would say this should be form data. So here I can now say let's say const my ID will be equals to, so rather than this ID here, so let's say data, right? So we'll say data dot get, and let me just say tax ID. We've not defined this, but now let's define this. And here, so just say slash this and post that tax. Sorry, that should be my ID. Okay, good. So now would go down to this part here. The first thing I would want to do is, so this is the button, right, that is deleting the tags, right? Precisely this one. So I'd want to wrap this guy inside a form. So I'm going to say form, and inside that form I'm going to call button. So inside the button, then we can now pass this inside, so that in the button we'll just say would say type to be submit. Let me save to make sure that nothing is broken. So nothing is broken. Now inside this our form we can have action, right? And the action is going to take delete tags. Makes sense. Now in this form we're going to pass inputs. So the input would have a type of hidden. Very important. Now, so we can now serve pass name to be, these are tax ID, then value to be prop dot underscore. ID. So that's how we get that ID. So once we save, everything should be super fine. Now let me go up just to cross check. So we know it's deleting, we know this is our delete stuff, right? Good. So everything is good. So now if I should click on this, and I'm expecting it to go away, let's have it run. Let's look here. So here should be 3, right? Should be 2 rather. Okay, brilliant, right? So if I save this now, boom, we have this, right? If I should click here, awesome, it goes away in real time. Okay guys, I know these are taking too long a time. There's so much I would still want to do here, but because our time is fast gone, or let me just quickly do that. So I can just take this away from here, right? Create an action file, put it inside, right? Come here, do export, save here, come to here, import it, right? So what I would have loved to do is to separate all the files, and right, so that they stay independently of each other. So save everything would be fine. So guys, that's majorly it, right? So I'm just going to stop here because this video has taken way too long a time. So I hope it's well explanatory. If for any reason you're confused in any part, right, so I would just encourage you to just drop a question in the comment section, and I promise to respond to it as quick as possible. See you guys till next time. Yeah.